Hello everyone, welcome to this class. I'm happy that you're joining me on this conversation. My name is Alex Iheanacho. In today's conversation, I'm going to be sharing with you three important things that the rich have in common. If you stay with me till the end of the class, you would have learned three things that make the rich very successful and powerful, and you would have also learned how you can apply these things in your own life to become rich and even to remain so. If you're ready, let's jump right into it. The first thing that makes rich people successful, rich, and powerful is their passionate dream. Every rich man you know has a passionate dream. It's not just a careless dream. It's not just a dream you have once in a while. It's a passionate dream. It's a dream that is obsessive. Sometimes it looks as if they are obsessed. It looks as if they are possessed. This is one of the key things that make rich people rich, successful, and powerful. There is no rich man you will see who is not obsessed about solving a particular problem. Every rich man you know is obsessed about solving a particular problem, is obsessed about playing in a particular industry, is obsessed about providing a certain kind of value and solution to the marketplace. Now, if you want to also become rich, then it simply means that you have to develop a very passionate dream. You have to dream about something and you have to do it in a passionate way. You have to become obsessed about it such that when other people are looking at you, it seems as if you're possessed. It seems as if you are mad. This is one of those key things that make rich people powerful. And if you can adopt this for yourself, if you can stop being just passive about life, you will also join the class of rich, powerful, and successful people. The second one is directed ambition. Directed ambition. I define ambition as your ability to be grateful for what you have while working for what you want. Your ability to be grateful for what you have while working for what you want. Now, if you're not ambitious, there is hardly much that you can get out of life. Life requires you to be ambitious. Life requires you to be a person that is striving, a person that is always going for something. If you make a certain amount of money and you relax and you become complacent and you become okay, what happens is that your ambition will die and your drive will die, and before you know it, you will just be a story of the past. But if you want to be relevant, if you want to be consistently relevant in the moment and also in the future, then you must have directed ambition. Now, why this ambition has to be directed is because in the first place, you have a goal, you have a passionate goal. So your ambition has to be directed towards your goal. Your goal will be part of the things that your ambition will be directed to. The people you want to serve will be part of the things that your ambition will be directed to. So if you are currently serving 10 people, a rich man will be ambitious and he will want to do 100. And when he begins to serve 100, he'll become ambitious again and he'll want to do 1,000. And when he begins to do 1,000, he'll become ambitious again and he'll want to do 10,000. This is what keeps the rich up and climbing. Why the people who are not so successful in life, what happens to them is that they get a certain figure, they become complacent, they relax, and before you know it, life has overtaken them. So if you want to join the class of rich, successful, and powerful people, then you must also develop your power of ambition. Ambition is a very strong tool. Ambition is a very strong thing that everyone should have. When you see a man who is passionate, you see a man who is ambitious, you see a man who has a passionate dream, then you're going to see a force that will be driving things like never before. The third thing that the rich and successful people have is a healthy dose of self-confidence. Now, your self-confidence has to be healthy because there are people who have an over-bloated self-confidence. That's not the kind of self-confidence we are talking about. We are talking about a healthy dose of self-confidence where you're not arrogant to people, you don't you don't talk down on other people. At the same time, you are comfortable and confident in your own skin. You're not afraid of people. You're not afraid of talking to people. You have a very high sense of regard and respect for yourself, just as you have for other people. A person who has a healthy dose of self-esteem, a person who has a healthy dose of self-confidence, is confident in himself and also confident even on behalf of other people. Now, what really happens is that self-confidence has components. We have self-esteem, we have self-image, we have self-ideal, and we have self-identity. A person who has a good dose of self-confidence will have these four things on lock. So your self-identity talks about what you believe to be your source. What are the things that form your core beliefs? What are the things that form your core values? What are the things that form your standard? When you know where you're coming from, when you know the son of whom you are, you will have a certain kind of beliefs, you have a certain kind of standard, you have a certain kind of values that will guide who you are. The other one is your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. If you feel good about yourself, it will show in how you interact with people. It will show in how you approach opportunities. It will show in how you charge people for the value you bring. It will show in how you negotiate deals. If you have a healthy self-esteem, it will show in everything that you do, and people will reward you for such, because a whole lot of people don't really have a high self-esteem in themselves. So when they see someone else who has a very high regard for himself, they usually recognize that and reward it. The other one is your self-ideal. Your self-ideal talks about who you are becoming. Every rich man that you know has someone he's looking up to. That is why rich people don't play with mentorship. They are always looking at becoming someone. They are looking at growing to become like someone. They always have someone they are mirroring. They are mirroring someone on a consistent basis so that they can replicate the result that the person is producing. So if it is in their field, they are mirroring somebody and they're trying to produce the result the person in the field is producing. It could even be someone who is no longer alive. They are just mirroring the person and trying to deliver or do what the person has done. Then you have self-image. Self-image is how you see yourself. When you are talking to people, how do you see yourself? I have this book that says that when you are talking to it, you don't have to be jittery or afraid when you're talking to any human being, because whenever you're talking to any human being, what you need to remind yourself is that these are two important people having an important conversation that interests both of them. That is why when you're talking to anyone, no matter who you're talking to, a president, a pauper, you just have to understand that this conversation is important. This conversation has to go on, and that is because of the fact that you have a healthy self-image. When you look in the mirror, how do you see yourself? When you look in the mirror, what do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as a lion or you see yourself as a cat? When you look in the mirror, do you see yourself as a bird, an ordinary bird, or you see yourself as an eagle? What you see in the mirror will be reflected in how you walk, how you talk, how you negotiate, how you create, and how you even go after opportunities. So these are the three things that make the rich powerful, that make the rich successful, that make the rich wealthy. If you want to have any of these things, begin today to practice these things. Begin today to develop a passionate dream for yourself. Begin today to have a healthy ambition for yourself. Begin to create ambition for yourself so that you can actually begin to go after something with all your heart, and also begin to create for yourself a healthy dose of self-confidence by working on the various components of your self-confidence, making sure that they are all intact, so that when you're negotiating and when you're showing up for opportunities, it will really reflect. Because when you're asking someone for 10 million and you are looking like someone who doesn't even deserve 10,000, then it becomes a whole lot difficult for you to get what you're asking for. But when you show up, and even if you had in your mind before to charge 10,000, someone who looks at you and sees your passion and sees your ambition and sees your self-confidence will even pay you more than what you will ever ask for. So that's the size of today's episode. I hope you find this useful. Please subscribe to the channel so that we can grow. Share this video with someone you love, and also do not forget to drop a comment. I will read it and I will respond to you. Till I come your way next time, keep having yourself some money sense. Cheers.